Yo, it's cousin Eric tapping in. Look, I'm gonna say this. Salute to the elders and the youngins, those who have passed away and those that's still here. I think it's a disrespect for those who, uh, quote unquote, say that they represent, American Indian, the culture and things like that, and they see what we done been through, how we been misclassified, and so forth, and they still don't correct their own, speech, their own talk. It's almost like they double talk. Just like they claim that others do, they end up doing it back to the end, putting it out to the people. So they'll identify something as the American Indian, but they throw black in attachment to me. It's like it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, and it's like you're not trying to change, but you want others to change. So, in other words, you have to be the change. We got these content creators who speak and say that they're for the American Indian, but they don't say, hey, look, here's a picture of the so called black American Indian. No, they don't make no effort to correct it. When see, I'm someone who done been through it and stood up and said, no, I'm not that, and still experienced the genocide by some of these institutions. I done been, in the back of a police car, and I'm telling them, hey, look, don't mark me down as black on that paper. I'm American Indian. To then be booked and everything else, and they still mark down black. So I felt the pain of that, of the genocide and identifying who I am and still having someone to call me something that I'm not. And it's still a record of it. So, as we, raise and elevate, and there are some who are versed in the law and stuff like that, yeah, things are going to change. But the change start with us. And we got these content creators, man, and I just be like, dang, you know, you still pushing that black stuff though. Even though it don't belong, and some be like, yeah, they call them, black and, other terms, but you know that it's so called black. So it's confusing to young men and women who would get the information, who I would want to share and be like, hey, look, check out this video. But I got to give them this disclaimer like, yeah, they saying black in there, but, take the meat, spit out the bones. And then, you know, it just becomes a confusing thing to them because they like, dang, I'm trying to get away from this. But ain't no, who's going to ride really for the American Indian? Like, yeah, you got some good information, but you still call them niggas black. You still saying, oh, you black ass, oh, da 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 da. Like on the public platform rather than showing, hey, look, we got to switch this. It's not just a one man thing, I can't do it myself, but I know for sure I'm going to be someone to say that, hey, we shouldn't be still identifying people as black, period. Just like I don't call, not only the black thing, but we shouldn't be identifying the others as being white because they're not. So we really have to put that prefix on it as saying so called. they're so-called white. They're not white. It's a video right now with a little girl on the thing, and she's talking to her sister. She's like, "What is the color of my skin?" She's like, "You white." She's like, "Nah." She's like, "No, I'm." She say, peach is what she said her color is. You know what I mean? But me, I say pink. If I see someone who is, you know, you're you're not white, but your color is pink, so you know what I mean. I'm gonna be honest with it. You so-called white, but you're not that. I'm so-called, black, but I'm not black. Okay, now let's go into the real. Okay, so what are you? Oh, yeah, I'm American Indian. American American, not African American. Where you from? Oh, word. You really? You from Europe? Oh, your people from? Oh, okay. That's what I mean. We really gotta stop calling them something that they not and calling ourselves something that we not. We are not black. They are not white. We really have to change that. It really takes us to change it. And for those that are out there giving good information but still doing that, it's like, come on. We gotta come up. We gotta raise the bar, man. And back in the day they used to make it like, I ain't gonna say way back in the day, but like in the 2000s, whatever, like, you had those who are, you know, American Indians and things of that nature who I know, but so-called black, right? And their main thing was to get us to stop saying the word nigga. Not understanding that the nigga is the American Indian. You know what I mean? We saying terms that we already use, but I done seen some good stuff, but I can decipher it. But for, the people who are just coming into this and like getting into their family history and stuff, and then you go around and you say, yeah, the black this, black that, yeah, the black Indian, yeah, they was black, but they Indians, and you don't give, what I mean, the proper instruction as far as like so called. You have been labeled as something that you not. Like, you have been so called African American. You're so called black. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not doing that, what type of education are you giving? You giving confusion. And it ain't right. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna keep going on with this. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna share it to your page. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you don't want to listen. Look, here you go. And I'll leave it at that. And if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm gonna point it out to you. And I'm gonna tell you, the elders with me, the youngins and the elders, those who have passed away and those that's still here, you're not gonna succeed in it. You know what I mean? Because it's bullshit. And you still tapped into bullshit. And it's almost like y'all agents. Because y'all not agents for change. Y'all agents to keep people in bullshit, and got the nerves to talk about other folks, but you still call them black. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Come on, man. Get out that bullshit. Man, cousin there, salute to the elders and the youngins, those who passed away and those that are still here. Salute, cousin Eric. We gotta change it. We gotta change it, 100. It's your mouth, it's your tongue. Do you got control over it or you don't? Which one is it? All right.